So here's the question. What the hell is going on with the Blackout map? There's been rumors flying around for honestly months now about Blackout switching to a night map, Alcatraz being added in, and then today there was this that got added into some people's games called Blackout After Dark that people could not join, and they assume that this is actually a leak for the new night Blackout map. And we are going to be exploring all of that today. There is a ton of rumors going around the community as to what this is, what is going on with the Blackout map, and we are going to address every single one of those today. And on top of that, I'm going to try to give you guys an actual date as to when Alcatraz and the night mode will be added into Blackout. So, the thing I am getting at here is that there is a lot to talk about today. Now, before we dive into that, guys, I just wanted to let you guys know about my Instagram. My Instagram is a place where I like to upload Call of Duty news. I like to let you guys know about what's going on in my real life. And if you have Instagram and want to check it out, it'll be the first link down in the description. As I mentioned, I try to get anything cool added into Call of Duty up there. On top of that, when something cool goes on in my life, I try to keep you guys updated as well. So like I said, first link down in the description, and hopefully you check it out. But without further ado, let's dive in and talk about what is going on with the Blackout map. Now, about a month ago when Operation Grand Heist was added into Black Ops 4, there was some Easter eggs in the trailer cluing us in that Alcatraz and a night mode was going to be added into Black Ops 4's Blackout, the Battle Royale, of course, in the game. And since then, there's been a couple of little teasers and people trying to dig and find out what exactly is going on when this is going to come to the game. And then today, this got leaked on the Blackout screen. This was actually on PS4 games when people logged in and went to go play and choose a mode in Blackout. This was there for many people. So obviously, Blackout After Dark means this is going to be Blackout at night, right? Well, not quite. Unfortunately not. As it turns out, Blackout After Dark is actually a common thing that Call of Duty streams on Twitch, and basically what it is they get the pro players from CWL to come on and play as teams in Blackout and basically compete in a tournament for, generally speaking, $20,000. For example, as you're looking at on screen here is a tweet about this coming out tomorrow, and I am guessing one of two things. Either behind the scenes at Treyarch, they make a game mode specifically for these players to play in the same lobby. This is kind of like Summer Skirmish in Fortnite, where all these pros can come in and play against each other in a tournament as of sorts. And you may be asking, well, that can't be right, because why wouldn't they just play custom games? Well, as we know, in custom games, there's only able to be 12 people on a Blackout map at a given time. So my guess is that this is kind of Treyarch's response to get more people on a map in almost as a custom game so that these pros can all play together. That is one option. Option number two, and I think this is kind of a cool idea, but logistically speaking, I don't know if it would work, that this playlist is actually a way for you to join in when these pros are playing. Now, I don't know in what sense, whether you would just simply be watching them in game, or whether this would be something else altogether, like you would specifically be playing in the same lobbies against these pros. I don't know which it is, but either way, it would be a pretty cool option. Now, option number three, and you guys might like this one, that it is actually a leak of the Blackout night mode. I'm guessing that is not the case, but you never know. I could be completely wrong, and that is what they're calling it. But it would be weird that they would call it Blackout After Dark if that's a thing that already exists in the Blackout universe. I also personally think that the Blackout night map won't be added as a playlist. I think they will just change the map altogether and everyone will be forced to play on that for a limited amount of time. But hey, once again, I could be wrong there. Now, the second rumor that's been going around that I kind of wanted to address kind of relates to an earlier Easter egg we had on the Blackout map. And if you may remember, before Operation Grand Heist, before all these new areas were added into Blackout, there was a bunch of these construction stakes added in throughout the map. I did a bunch of videos on it talking about some theories that I thought was going to happen with the map, and as we now know, a bunch of areas were added wherever those construction stakes were. Well, this new rumor is that there's been some street lamps added in throughout the Blackout map. Now, the footage you're watching in the background here is me driving around the Blackout map just in a custom game, going and looking for these street lamps, and there is a solid point here. These things are found absolutely everywhere. They can be at the gas stations. They're all throughout Turbine. They are all throughout Factory. like I said, pretty much everywhere throughout the map, especially focused in the desert area. And people have been saying that they've been adding extra of these lamps all over the Blackout map. So what I did is I drove around looking for all of these, and then I went back and watched a bunch of my old live streams, a bunch of my own videos, and as it turns out, these lamps have been here the entire time. Since pretty much day one of the game, these lamps have been here. So they're not adding these in just to get prepared for the night mode. Now, I do, however, think that these street lamps can be used for the night mode once it's implemented. For example, if you look at Factory, all of these lamps are everywhere. This could be used to light up the area and make it so that you can actually see your enemies. Now, the one thing I did notice while looking for these lamps is that in almost every single named area, there is one way or another of actually lighting up that area. For example, as we mentioned in Factory, there are those street lamps everywhere. When you go to Cargo, there's a bunch of these kind of street lamps. I like to call them butterfly lamps with these two things sticking out of a pole that are once again lights. The point being is once this night mode is actually implemented, all of the named areas are going to have lights implemented in one way or another. And I think that's really cool, and something I'd never noticed about the Blackout map before is that how many sources of lights there would be for a night mode like we talked about previously. But no, these lights were not added in specifically to tease the night mode. However, there has been one Easter egg specifically to tease Alcatraz. We've talked about it in the past, out up towards the top left corner of the map. If you drop there, if you swim out into the water, at the very edge of the map, in fact, outside the boundaries of the map in the water, there is a sunk old school plane, and this is of course the Icarus plane from the Alcatraz Zombies map. Now, the interesting thing about this is they added this in with the Shamrock and Awe update, so about 3 weeks ago. So we know that Alcatraz is coming, it's just a matter of when. Now, there was also another Easter egg found really recently by Prestige's Key, and I don't know if it has to do anything with the new mode or Alcatraz, but it was recently found and I thought I'd tell you guys about it. So over on the bridge between Cargo and the other side of the water, there is a bridge. Now, on this bridge, underneath on a couple of the metal trusses, you can actually see a little bit of writing. And there's two pieces to it. There's first of all the NRC, and the second part is actually Arabic writing. Now, the NRC actually is from Black Ops 3 from the campaign. They're a company called the Nile River Coalition, and essentially they're the army that takes place in Ethiopia. And the weird part to this is we know that the Blackout map takes place in Northern California, so it's weird that the NRC would be leaving their tag literally thousands of miles away from where they are. Now, as far as the Arabic writing, I kind of translated it. I don't know if it's 100% correct, but the JOLL looking thing actually means to kill in Arabic, which I believe is actually the NRC's kind of motto, because on their posters in Black Ops 3, they also had the same writing as well. So how this writing got here from Ethiopia, I have no idea, and I also don't even know if it was added into Blackout recently. I just know it was found recently. So does it have to do with the night mode? Does it have to do with Alcatraz? I doubt it, but it is possible, and I thought I'd keep you informed. So let's answer the question. When is the night mode? When is Alcatraz coming to Blackout? And it's not an easy answer, but I think it lies in actually what we don't know as opposed to what we know. So this week we got an update for the game, and this week everyone thought Alcatraz was coming, everyone thought night mode was coming, but of course it didn't. Now, the weird thing about this week's update, aside from there being a $30 hammer inside of it, is that PC didn't get an update, which compared to older Call of Duties is actually relatively normal, but compared to Black Ops 4, that is abnormal. Even if PC gets the smallest update on a Tuesday, generally it keeps pretty much up to date with the other consoles. Sometimes it comes a little bit later on Thursdays, but as we know, it didn't come out today. So why wouldn't they add a patch to PC? It's getting delayed till next Tuesday, and it's kind of simple. Data miners. As we know, PC is the system where people dig through the files, find out what's coming next in Call of Duty. And if they don't want to spoil the Alcatraz and night mode of Blackout, all they have to do is not add an update to PC, and people won't be able to data mine it. Hence, why we haven't got any leaks about Alcatraz, about night mode, is because PC hasn't got the update. So, as for my guess as to when the new mode, the new night map is coming, it's going to be next Tuesday on that update. But hey, that's just my opinion. If you have some other ideas, feel free to let me know what you think down in the comments. But guys, that is what I have to say about the Blackout map. That is when I think it's changing. That is when I think Alcatraz is coming. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that like button. It really does help out the channel. Also, if you like what you see here and want to stay up to date on all of my videos, the best way to do so is make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you have notifications on. And like I said, let me know down in the comments what you think of the video. But guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, peace out.
Listen.